Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe, 123 Wyoming Avenue. When I was a kid growing up in the 70s, this was the most amount of people would be on this street between the Globe and Oppenheims. It was an amazing time. At Christmas time, you'd hear the Christmas music. There'd be people in the streets. Well, then in the 1990s, the Globe closed. When the Globe closed, it was bought by Diversified. The block literally went quiet, except for the employees. Then Diversified moved out of town. There was nobody on the street. It was quiet. There could have been tumbleweeds going down the street. There was leases for rent, for sale signs all over this block, and it wasn't populated whatsoever. In April 26th of 2016, Lackawanna County government bought this building. I'd like to talk a little bit about the front of the building. We have a great bus stop here for anybody that's doing work with Lackawanna County government. We have our 3 flagpoles that are dedicated to our veterans and our first responders. This is one of the most populated streets now, years later, because of Lackawanna County government, 700 employees, and everyone who comes to this building every day to do work with our government. And at Christmas time, we have one of the greatest marketplaces that is right out here in the 100 block of Wyoming Avenue on First Friday for 3 days for people to remember the Globe, enjoy the Globe, and get a picture with Santa Claus on the way in. Let's take a walk inside. We'll talk about what's going on in the government center. This area right here, years ago, would be the area where people would wait for the bus to stay warm till the bus is pulled up on Wyoming Avenue. This is an area now for people to wait also for the buses and for family members they're picking up and dropping off. To the very left, before security, we have something that's part of the nostalgia of the Globe store. We brought back the Charlemont. And for anyone in the viewing audience that would like to go to Charlemont, try their food, enjoy the ambiance of the Charlemont, it's before security. So when you walk in, it's to the very left. But what else is pretty neat about this area is the doors. The doors are the same doors that when the Globe actually was here in existence. But what's really neat is we actually have the rotating doors that a lot of kids absolutely, back in the day, would go through just to feel that spin. And you don't see these very much anywhere else, but we still have it at the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. Now we're going to take a walk into the reception area of the Globe. This is the security area. This is the secure area where we make sure that the people that are supposed to come to this building are checked out and everybody is safe. Our world's a little different than it was when the Globe was in existence. So in today's world, we have our sheriff's deputies who do an incredible job, second to none. And it really matters, and that's when the metal detector's going off, because we got to make sure that anybody that does work with county government are safe and secure in the building that they are part of the building of. It's the taxpayers' money that paid for this building. Then we have our construction plaque of all the individuals who were involved with the construction of the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. And our motto, just above it, investing in our future of Lackawanna County. I'll take you into the area where, when this was constructed, people in the viewing audience and local media may not have let people know exactly how this is set up. This building was built with leases and rents that were utilized by the county government for administrations, losing over $10 million on buildings that we did not own. The whole idea of this was to bring everything under one umbrella, to let the people understand that they could have a government center, one-stop shopping to get to everything. We went from 8 locations to 5, and 2 of the furthest out locations were voter registration on Stafford Avenue, so anybody wants to come down, register to vote, absentee ballot, they come right down to the government center, and they can do that right on Wyoming Avenue, get off the bus, they're right here. Then we also had domestic relations, which was up in Mayfield. Far trek, and a lot of people, after being a former corrections officer, may not have been able to get up to domestic relations to be able to pay for any monies that they owe to their families for their issues with their domestics. Now, the government center is 1 block away from the courthouse. So it's accessible, And there's opportunities for everyone to be able to make sure that they're paid up on anything that they have in domestics with their family members. This right here is a little historical cases that we came up with this idea 2 years ago. We wanted to make sure we kept the identity of the globe, and we asked our citizens to donate Rudy Bears and boxes and coats, and you have it. There's even a net on the other side for a pool. And we have so much stuff that was donated that we can actually switch this out and change it out. So it's really, really cool. And for everyone who actually gave the memorabilia, there is a small card with their name acknowledging who they were and that they donated it to the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. All the things that we have going on here, we wanted to make sure at the Government Center there wasn't anything that showed exactly where our past commissioners were. Because, you know, I mean, there's a history to our community. Lackawanna County was a part of Luzerne. And then in August 21st of 1878, they chartered Lackawanna County. And these are all of the commissioners of the past that made Lackawanna County great. And it's a great opportunity to be able to acknowledge them, understand who they were, and to know that they were part of the 214,000 citizens of Lackawanna County. While during the construction phase of the Lackawanna County Government Center, we decided that we'd have a time capsule, and we put it out to the community. Anybody that wanted to have something in the time capsule for free to be opened on July 27th, 2118, that they could do this. So on July 27, 2018, we got all of the different things that people want to put notes to their future generations, and we put into a time capsule to be open 100 years from that date. Now, the person who actually did a lot of construction and design in our community here was Edward Langley. He was the architect who constructed the Globe Store. And the Globe Store was built in 2 different phases. And Mr. Langley was the person who was the architect that made this building strong and architecturally sound for 100 years later for us to go in here and fit it out for us to have our government center here. So thank you, Mr. Langley, for good construction and good bones in this building. Now let's talk about what's on the first floor. Well, in the old administration building, it was very small, very tight, and we had family court there. This is spacious. We have 5 courtrooms, 2 master hearing rooms, court administration office, clerk of judicial records, juvenile DA office, juvenile probation. We have mediation here, and OYF visitation areas. To the left of this hallway, on the other side is our maintenance area. That's where we keep all of our snow equipment, our trucks, and everything else. And in the front, I already showed everyone, our security area with our deputy sheriffs that do an incredible, incredible job. We just wanted to give everyone a quick taste of what's on each floor so they have an understanding what their tax dollars are paying for. It's a large building. It's 255,000 square feet, and it's paid for and owned by the taxpayers. There's a beautiful picture of the historical Lackawanna County Courthouse on Washington Avenue when it was constructed over 100 and some years ago. And here we are. We're going to the hallway that leads to family court. In the old administration building, we had a walkway that was half the size of this. We have lots of room, lots of opportunity, so there's no issues with family members, because in family court, sometimes things come up, and this new building is made so that we don't have these issues that we've had in the past. It's beautiful, it's efficient, it's effective, and it's a great place for our judges to be able to do their heavy work, because it is heavy work, and there's a lot to be done. Family court administrator's office, lots of office space. Lots and lots of office space. But look at the width of the hallways. You know, when this was built, we have lots of waiting rooms, we have lots of areas for people to talk to their attorneys. When this was built, we built it with the idea of it being ADA accessible. So we reached out to Keith Williams, a good friend who was chairman of our ADA committee, to ask him what his thoughts were on the construction of this building to make sure it was accessible and level playing field for all of our citizens. And he was there steadfast the whole way. We also just passed the Clerk of Judicial Records, Civil and Family Records. Lots of waiting room, lots and lots. And here we are at Family Court, the Commonwealth crest, and all of the names of all of our judges. Honorable Trish Corbett, Honorable Andrew Jarbola, Honorable Julia Munley, and Honorable Chet Harhut. This floor has a lot of traffic every day, and this really was constructed with security and making sure that our courts were safe for all of our citizens to be able to attend whatever they may have going on in family court. Now we'll start towards the second floor. And here's one of our beautiful family court courtrooms. And we have some of our judges and paintings on the wall, because there's a lot of history to Lackawanna County government. And we don't want to forget our leaders of the past. We want to make sure that we embrace them and bring them to the future, because the future is our past, the past is our future. So this is one of our courtrooms. It's beautiful, lots of space, and it works very well for the taxpayers and for the judges. A beautiful picture of John F. Kennedy on the wall. Like I said, a little bit of all about the history of our community. Here we are, we're over in the hallway to maintenance, because there's a lot of maintenance on a large building like this, and we also have 4 other buildings in downtown Scranton. We have 4 elevators that are accessible to the community, and we also have elevators that are utilized purely by our maintenance people. Now we'll take a ride up to the second floor, and we'll talk a little bit about what's going on the second floor in the Lackawanna County Government Center. As you can see, we have the crest of our county, which is the actual formation of the actual county, the way it looks on the map. Here we are on the second floor. We have there's a lot going on this floor. We have recorder deeds, tax assessor's office, tax claims, treasurer's office, controller, single tax office, which a lot of people will be coming up here in late February, Veterans Affairs, voter registration, which used to be on Stafford Avenue, but is now in the 100 block of Wyoming Avenue. Lots of restrooms and a beautiful lobby. Let's take a quick walk. We'll take a walk out here just so everybody gets a quick look where everything's at. Bureau of Elections are basically right to the left of the elevators. Veterans Affairs, who do an incredible job bringing money into this community and helping our veterans, because who are we without our veterans? And they're the ones who made sure that we have the freedoms that we have every day of the week. So we always have to make sure that we keep our veterans in mind. We have a little snack area back here. So there's a little bit of everything inside of the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. There really is. And this actually is another way where people come, a lot of our veterans, this is a secure area right here, where people could actually get on through the second floor into the Globe store. So we'll take a walk through the actual main artery of the second floor. We're going to show you the ceilings. These are the ceilings. Remember, everyone, from the Globe. This is exactly what it looks like. It has the old metal ceilings. So if you're in here, you'll see some reminders of what it looked like in the past. But what I really want to show you is this. Here's some of the offices that are on the second floor. We have our treasurer's office, which is in the main hallway. Now, a lot of them are secure for the weekend, because once their work is done, they want to make sure everything is ready for Monday. Our assessor's office right here. John Foley, Deputy Director. We also have Recorder of Deeds. And it's a nice long hallway, and it's made with ramps so that every citizen is accessible and is all on the same level playing field to utilize county government. Here's our single tax office. We have a place payment here, cash box, so if anybody wants to drop off their stuff. But this floor right here is a lot of utilization at all times here. There's a lot of departments here, and these are departments that affect the 214,000 citizens. Now we'll take a ride up to the third floor. Here we are on the third floor. There's a lot of activity on the third floor. We'd like to walk this way. We have SLHDA, which helps with heating and roofing and a little bit of everything in the community for those that aren't able to afford to do certain construction work with their properties to make sure they're safe and warm in their houses. Domestic Relations, which was up in Mayfield, is on this floor. Accessible by bus, whatever you may have, bike, right up front, Wyoming Ave. Children and Youth, Financial Department is on this floor. Lots of restrooms, and with a government this size, we have a large mail room. And every area is ramped off, so if anybody has wheelchair need, they're able to get through any area of the Lackawanna County Government Center. The width is amazing, and it's here for all of our citizens. Level playing field for all of them. Scranton Lackawanna Human Development Agency through these doors. SLHDA Accounting Office. So we have employee entrances so our employees can get in and out of their areas. And the same thing in each floor. Like I said, we have 4 elevators. Here's the second set of elevators. Some vending machines, so to make sure that if our employees need something to drink or a quick snack to keep their day going, make sure everything's good. And we made sure we kept the old ceilings intact because it really mattered. One of our mechanical rooms, there's lots of air conditioning and heating in this building. Lots of conference rooms, lots of them. Restrooms, Children and Youth Financial Department, and the mail room. It's a big building, there's a lot of offices that are in here. Ladies and gentlemen, we're on the 4th floor of the Government Center. Same thing. We have some vending machines here to make sure to accommodate our employees. Drug and alcohol is located just through those glass doors for anyone that may have some issue or need some help. We're here for the citizens to try to make sure that they're safe. These doors over here, this is our Department of Human Services. There's a lot going on inside of this area right here. We have behavioral health, intellectual disabilities and intervention, and the Office of Youth and Family Services. There's a lot going on these floors. Through these doors, this is a secure area. We have our Children and Youth Services and Area Aging. Lackawanna County understands human services, and our employees are second to none. Children and Youth Services is here to protect our children, make sure they're safe, make sure their home environment works for them. Area Agency to protect our elderly, our seniors, our veterans. These people are on call 24/7 a lot of times for these jobs, for Children and Youth Services and Area Aging. They're special people. They do special work for Lackawanna County in the Human Services Department. I'd like to thank them for what they do every day. Thank you. We're going to the 5th floor now. Commissioner's Conference Room and a lot of other departments. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Commissioner's Boardroom. This is where all the work gets done, and our citizens come out at least twice a month. We do have on-the-road meetings. Our beautiful crest of Lackawanna County in the back wall. But the big thing about this room is this is double the size of the other conference room that we had, our meeting room over at the administration building. We just had no space over there, so this absolutely gives us all the space we could absolutely need and utilize. With that in mind, we want to make sure that we could identify each municipality. These are pictures of our 40 municipalities, a building in each one of their municipalities, a lake or what it may be, to basically show what they have in their communities, because these are the 40 municipalities that we represent as the Commissioners of Lackawanna County. You come into the meeting, we have visiting delegations right at the beginning. You'll come in. If you'd like to talk about agenda items, what's on the agenda that day, you get to speak right at the beginning. And you go up to this podium and you'll be able to speak directly to the commissioners that are on the dais. And then in the end of the meeting, you're actually able to bring up things or suggestions that you may have for the commissioners under visiting delegations, but it's not for agenda items only. It's basically for anything that you think can help with the well-being of Lackawanna County government. We have a lot of historical pictures in here. Some pictures of the Globe store from when it was all dressed up back in the 70s or 60s during Christmas time. All of our meetings start off with the pledge by one of our veterans, and we talk a little bit about who they are, where they were, and what type of service they provided. We thank our veterans every time at every meeting for their service and what they have done for our country. This boardroom is dedicated to the citizens to be able to come out and speak to the commissioners, tell them their thoughts, their feelings, and to really get an understanding of what county government's about. And I implore any citizen of Lackawanna County to try to make it out to one of our meetings or one of them that are on the road, because the citizens will have a better, more in-depth feeling of what's going on in their community. And right behind the our podium here, we have our motto, investing in our future in Lackawanna County. That's what our administration is about, investing in our future, our citizens, our future of Lackawanna County. So we have the 3 commissioners. Now we'll have our chief of staff, communications person, some of our solicitors. They'll be all sitting here because there's a lot of work that goes on Lackawanna County government, and they're absolutely a bloodline to let people know exactly what's going on and actually help the commissioners make the proper decision on behalf of all of them. We have lots of beautiful pictures, Lackawanna Avenue with the old Scranton Hotel. Here we are right here, Central High School. So we want to always remember our history, never forgetting any of our veterans. Colonel Duffy, who's up on the bridge right now, and they actually took Colonel Duffy and they recasted him, and there's 2 Colonel Duffys. There's one that's down at the Steamtown Museum, and there's one that's right up in this old area next to the bridge, to always remember that our veterans really matter. And then we have a small train station from up in Carbondale from 100 years ago. As you can see, the citizens waiting to either receive something or get on the train to go somewhere. We have environmental sustainability right here with Barb Giovanoli. She does a great job. That's our recycling, and they go out and they talk to the young children of our community about what's going on and how to keep our ecosystem in good shape. Make sure how to collect plastic, make sure our water and our soils are clean. Register of Wills, the Orphan Court is just down this way. And for those that are getting married, the Marriage License Bureau, just down the hallway. We have the OYFS Learning Center right here. Scranton Lackawanna Health and Welfare Authority, SLHDA, right here. We have Lackawanna County Performing Arts Authority, Lackawanna County Industrial Development Authority. There's a lot of authorities that go with Lackawanna County in general. Economic development. This is where a lot of the monies come through that help to actually build this out. We got $1 million from the state to be able to do the reconstruction on this building. Community relations is on this floor. Purchasing. And one of my favorites, the land bank. The land bank that's put 125 properties back on the tax roll without any type of debt on the properties to be incurred by the taxpayer. What they buy the property for is what it is. There's no tax liens against it. They're clean property, something that the community has never seen before. It's around 3 years, and it's my honor and my privilege to be the chairman of that land bank for the last 4 years. Information and technologies. Lots of computerization in Lackawanna County government between here and our emergency service 911. Human resources. If you're looking to get a job in Lackawanna County, this is the floor, the 5th floor. We have some great people here that will help you to get your application filled out, and hopefully you can find something that you would like to do inside of Lackawanna County government. And if you're getting married, here we are. Register Wills Orphan Court and marriage licenses right here on the 5th floor at Lackawanna County Government Center. They said it's a beautiful building. We have some glass walls. Ladies and gentlemen, in a building such as this, you got to make sure that we have staircases in case there's ever an emergency, a fire or something that may happen, that we have to be able to utilize our staircase. When we did this build out, we built a brand new staircase that goes from the basement all the way up to the 6th floor, with lots of width to be able to get all of our employees out if there's ever a situation with a fire, security issue, to get them out, get them outside, and get them to a safe area. We're going to go up to the 6th floor. This is the Commissioner's Suite we're going to right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Commissioner's Suite. To the left over in this area, we have Revenue and Finance through these doors, Payroll, and once we walk over to your right, we have the Commissioners, Chief of Staff, Human Resource Director, Communications Director, and Community Outreach. And here are Commissioners of Lackawanna County. Patrick O'Malley, Jerry Notariani, and Lorraine A. Cummings, Commissioners of Lackawanna County, and Chief of Staff, Fran Pantuso. So when you come to the Commissioner's office, you'll be buzzed in, and this is our reception area. You'll be able to sit down, relax, we have some magazines if you want something to drink. The receptionist will take care of you. The Chief of Staff is just to the left through those doors. Big utilities room. There's utilities on every floor. Nice skylight windows we have with a huge tower, which takes care of all of our tower needs. This is a direct line from here to emergency services on just a mountain. And here we are. This is the Commissioner's Suite. There's some bathrooms to the left. We have my office here. And just a big long hallway. There's conference rooms, because there's business being done every single day in Lackawanna County government. And there's pictures. We're going to have a lot more pictures that are going up in the near future, identifying what's going on in Lackawanna County. 3 commissioners, 3 offices. We have a snack room to the left, another commissioner's suite. And then over to this area is another freight elevator to get up to the 6th floor. And here's a map of Lackawanna County. This is approximately 100 years ago, and you can see all the municipalities throughout Lackawanna County. It's really a gem, and look at the beautiful, beautiful framework with it. It's what our community is about, embracing the past and moving into the future. You know, the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe is very near and dear to my heart. We were trying to figure out when the idea actually came up. And there was a letter to the editor, I think it was 2013, 2014, where I actually said, Globe Store, best fit for Lackawanna County government consolidation. So, you know, I mean, this has been something that was long in coming, and it really puts that period at the end of the sentence of consolidating county government, something that we always wanted to do, and other administrations just didn't have the opportunity, or they didn't pull the trigger. This administration did it, consolidated, one-stop shopping, paid for by the rents and leases of the past, accessible to the community, their own building, your own building at the Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe. But before I close, I'd like to talk about one of my inspirations for this building. My grandmother, Marion Worley, worked in the basement of this building in women's shoes. Her husband had a massive stroke in the 1930s, and she was on this thing called Mother's Assistance. On Mother's Assistance, they'd send a lady out to her house monthly to check to see what she had, if she had an extra lamp or extra food in the refrigerator. She had my mother and my Aunt Margie, and they were 2 and 5 years old. And my grandmother was on this Mother's Assistance about 2.5 years. And when my mother turned 5 years old, she got her into the Dunmore School District to go to school, so she'd go out and find a job, because she did not want to be on Mother's Assistance. Her husband was sick in a way because of a stroke, so she didn't have him to depend on. She had to depend on herself and who she was. And she was a strong woman, Marion Worley. And she had the shoe department in the Globe store after starting off here part-time and ascending up to actually being the head of the shoe department for 30-some years. She used to always tell me as a young man or young child, when we'd come into the Globe after she retired, and actually still working part-time, we'd go to the Charlemont, and she'd say, the Globe saved my life, your mother and your aunt's life. And I'd say, Grandma, why is that? She said, because I got the opportunity to be a part-time worker at the Globe, and I became the manager, and I was able to sustain myself and my family, and it really mattered. And that's always been in my heart, because my grandmother, even when she retired, she'd always come downtown, go to different restaurants, but she always shopped at the Globe. With the government center and all the departments that are here, we have a lot of paperwork that has to be kept and detailed. And in the lower level, the basement of this area, which is a huge area, we keep all of our records and everything else that keeps Lackawanna County government going. We used to actually rent places to be able to keep all these materials. Now they're kept safe and secure in the lower level of the Globe store, so that any of our departments, when they need to find a record, they can go right downstairs and it's accessible, and they don't have to go to the other side of the town to be able to get to these records. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor and a privilege to serve the citizens of Lackawanna County, to all 214,000 over the last 8 years. Thank you for your support, and thank you for viewing Lackawanna County Government Center at the Globe on community services and upcoming events. Have a good day.